right. Hey,
All right.
Hey, we're here now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV.
Hey, it's Final Fantasy.
Hello.
This
I can't see.
This week on our MMO series that is going to be ending after this game.
Woo! Because what we're not gonna play WoW next.
We could all be playing WoW next.
I'm not gonna do that.
but what if we all start it right then?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't want it.
There's only one other game that we could do that I actually. Well, no, we could do two more. We could do like Warframe's close enough.
Warframe's close enough.
You want to boot up Warframe?
It's been a minute.
And then even more of a minute, we could boot up RO.
What the hell?
Ragnarok.
Oh man.
Could go.
Been a minute.
It's been a bit of a minute. Anyway, no, we're not gonna do that. So this week, instead of me showing these two Guild Wars 2, I'm going to take in Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah. This is Final Fantasy XIV. Have some fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah.
Alright, I'll put some in my buddy. There it is. That's better.
Yeah.
Alright. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. We're in Stormblood area, which is the third.
This is Kugane.
Kugane, yeah.
This is Japan. This is 4.0.
This is the Japan section of the game. That every time in every game, in Japanese origin, sometimes they will just go to the Japan, and it's fine because that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just show off a little. Like the big thing we're gonna do is do just a trial to see how the combat works, but we'll just do some heads up.
Do some trial, we'll do some Dongon, we'll do some raid.
So definitely combat's what I want to see, because that's the part that I remember not liking so much when I tried it, although I also can't remember what class I played.
Oh, well, did you get to level 30?
Here's the thing, combat at 10 is the same for every job.
Yeah, then it doesn't matter.
Which is to stay bad.
It's not great.
Okay.
Here's the problem with this game. It's what Anne told me. Realm of Born is a slog to get through.
It's a slog.
And
you essentially don't get to have fun in combat until you hit 30 minimum.
Because that's when you get like your actual Final Fantasy classes.
That's when you get your jobs done.
That's when you get your jobs and shit.
Okay.
That's when you turn from a Marauder to a Paladin, and you can start doing stuff like this.
I see.
It's when you actually get to, have things that are different and not just, I guess I'm punching a guy while I'm swinging a sword.
I see. Yeah, the Guild Wars parallel there's level 30s when you get your final skill slot.
Yeah.
You get your ultimate skill. Which, you're still very playable up to there. But having that 10th skill is nice. You slowly unlock those as you level, but you get them mostly pretty fast. Okay.
So just do the nature of things. Gunbreaker's got a good mix of skills. Gunbreaker, despite being a tank, very much a blue DPS, as we call it. As to say, it is blue. It is a tank, but you play it if you like to press buttons.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go over the class, just the jobs. Really.
Oh, one thing I'm very interested in seeing is Dragoon.
Dragoon? That's Andy. Go for it, Andy.
Yeah. So we'll see that when it makes sense, right?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you can hang out as a Dragoon right now.
You can, but I want to see it in action.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Of course.
Again, when you're playing as a healer means we're going to get in a reasonable amount of time. So
okay.
Yeah.
Get anything in a reasonable amount of time, so it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, spears are cool. I have to level that in time, but I focused anyway. But yeah, every job or so has like their special thing and bar that they do that pretty much their own self-contained game in the MMO as you're dodging all the bullshit that the screen's throwing at you. Some require you to press more buttons than others. Usually, for the most time, the tanks usually don't press many buttons at all.
Okay.
Not just the your standard normal stuff that's shared throughout all of them. Like
You'll typically have a combo attack.
Yeah.
Which is how combat works for most jobs in this game.
Okay.
Use your ability 1, then when you use ability 2, after using ability 1, it's improved. And then ability 3, and then you do that.
Okay.
A bunch.
Okay.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are your global cooldowns. Global cooldown in this game is super long. It's 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
With no skill speed.
You can add
But
skills
that
to it,
is
though.
because there are an infinity number of off-global skills in Final Fantasy that you have to use in between your globals to maximize damage, maximize efficiency.
Okay.
So
And
basically,
those are really determined by your job, which has their own special bar like mine does down in the corner.
Corner
Yeah.
bar. Okay.
Like, this is my hot bar, but
right.
that's I put all my bullshit in one area so I don't lose track of it.
Okay.
And even if on end screen they have theirs, which is that little gun thing.
Yeah, on the
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
thankfully, Gunbreaker, one of the easiest meters to manage. How many
Has
bullets
two.
do you have?
'Cause you
One
have
or,
two bullets.
0, 1, or 2.
And maybe in the future, 3. And
That's a 50% increase.
it's pretty good. But yeah, and some jobs are more like generally focused as hybrids, like the Gunbreaker, which is like you're a tank, but most of your things is about doing your rotation because you can do big damage. But the offset is that you have generally less defensive
right.
bullshit. But I like
It's just it's harder to coordinate. Like I'm bad. I'm not like an expert at this game. I just
me
put a lot
neither.
of time into it. It's harder to play tank well as Gunbreaker because you have to play DPS well as Gunbreaker.
Since you have to do kind of two things at once.
Okay.
Yeah. How about we go to Middle Lenosha, the Summerford Farms? Should be the second thing on your list because I know there's a striking dummy there.
Oh, that will help. Oh yeah, sure. I didn't know about that. I never joined the party, so me tagging along I didn't know about this.
Free. It saved you 1,000 gil.
Oh sweet. Oh, I totally need that money. I didn't.
How much money do you have? Where are the striking dummies?
I thought they were down here.
I think they're... I see them.
Yeah, there they are.
All right.
Oh, my bird is here. Let's say hello, bird.
Hi, bird.
Oh yeah. Oh right. That's a
I spent
fancy looking bird.
way too much time getting this barding, but here's a striking dummy. You gotta go to Gunbreaker so you can show it off like on the main screen.
So the combo is like, oh, let me go with this one. So you press like, I'm starting on the right.
Uh-huh.
So you press this that button and you see the yellow outline.
That's the one you use?
That's your basic combo.
Oh, that's the combo.
That's
You
the
do those
combo.
in
That's,
order?
yeah, you have to go in
Okay.
order. And that's the thing you're mostly going to be using.
Okay.
And then, as you see, it builds up some bullshit up the side. That's where I use my special move. But as you can see, when I use my ability, it's like spends, that's like the global cooldown. But some of them, like this one, don't have that.
Right, it has stuff.
So that's what you have to do is see, pretty much.
Those there.
And then when you build up your own thing, you can do go combo.
Now, being a tank, even though you're a blue DPS, Gunbreaker only has a limited number of off-global attack moves. But this is true for versions of every tank. All your defensive moves are off-global.
Oh yeah,
So the goal is to never stop doing damage, never stop building aggro, and if you need to cast a defensive skill, you do it in between your basic strikes.
Oh, that's what that looks like. That makes sense.
Is it the spinny,
the
the
faded
AoE?
circle. That's a new ability. you
So
got.
this is just an interesting thing here because coming from Guild Wars 2 with no global cooldown and also no like little indicators on your skill bar that's like, hey, use this.
It's an action game.
Right. I'm just saying
Guild Wars 2,
I'm just saying it's up to players to figure out the optimal rotation because you can use anything.
Yeah. So
However, the number of options you have at any one given point are fewer. I notice you have 16 that I can see on the hotbar, whereas with Guild Wars, outside of profession-specific skills, you're limited to 10.
Oh yeah, also there's the whole other.
Yeah,
string
that's
that
what I'm
I
saying.
use.
That's what I'm saying. 16 that I can see.
Yeah.
And you have 10 in Guild Wars. So it's a lot more to juggle, but it's more forgiving with the actual act of juggling it.
So for Gunbreaker, level 80, I have 33 buttons, which is one more button than I can put on my bar.
Yeah.
Because I use a 32 button setup, so it's just unfortunate that I can't put that 33rd button on there, and I have to play lightly gimped.
Yeah, I have two open slots. You can see those duplicate abilities. Those are my open slots for when I get new abilities. That's where I will put them. So I'll use all of it eventually. Well, I also with this because I started playing this game like I don't know 4 months ago, so I'm still relatively new, even though I'm up to the end of Stormblood. What I didn't expect is just how fast these abilities come back. 120 seconds.
2 minutes. That's a long cooldown.
And that's not even that's the longest one. There's some that's like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's I think this one 90 seconds. Well, like what I had to learn about being a tank is that not only do they have like relatively long cooldowns in a fight, they don't last that long. They last like 15 seconds. The point is to space them out over a fight or in anticipation for like some shit that's heading your way, because as you're gonna see, the way that fights work is very telegraphed.
Yeah.
So,
And
but also
that's
every tank has something like Heart of Stone, which is a 7-second defensive buff on a 25-second cooldown. So it's up all the time.
yeah.
You should, essentially any time if you're a tank and you're about to get hit by a tank buster, you should always have Heart of Stone up to mitigate 15% of that damage.
A potato. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's so. Is there any sort of stat for like buff duration?
No.
No.
Oh.
That's hard.
Okay.
That's hard lined in.
Okay, so you see, another thing about Guild Wars is that if you have that sort of defensive buff, usually you build keeping it on permanently
Oh yeah.
into your rotation and your stats.
It's why they give you like my left quadrant. It's all defensive abilities.
Okay.
As long as with this too, except for the top and right one.
Right.
That's you really have to start cycling them through.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Oh yeah.
damage
technically that
mitigation
counts.
abilities.
Like the one
very
where you just in a
effective.
circle. Like every tank has their super defensive. I don't take damage for however long.
Okay.
Some of them are better than others.
Right.
This one.
Gunbreakers is fun.
Yeah.
Puts you to 1 HP.
But I'm
Oh.
invincible for 8.
It makes you invincible
8
for
seconds.
8 seconds.
Now, does it set your max HP to 1, or can you get healed?
Oh, I
No,
can get
you
healed.
can get healed.
Okay, see, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a cool feature. So for Guild Wars, essentially there's only the buffs. There's a block the next hit. That's a buff you can put on. There's take less damage, which is the buff that people like to try to keep on permanently. And then the only other ways to avoid damage are dodge.
Like physically dodge your character.
Yeah. Like double.
Move your character.
Well, no, or tap the dodge button.
Oh god.
You have one of those.
Wait, there's a dodge button?
Yeah. Because it's an action game.
Okay.
And in fact, you get 2 dodges on the bar, and it's a bar that fills up. And there's even a class that gets a 3rd bar. We can show that off if we ever do more Guild Wars streams. But the point is that the other way to mitigate damage, usually on a shield, is literally one of your weapon skills will be block, and then that has for a certain amount of time. And those are the only ways to avoid damage.
Oh, I want that asshole's axe. It does look cool. That guy's a piece of shit, but you know.
Looks better with my warrior glamour, but I can't apply it here because we're not in a town. But each tank, though classes fundamentally play the same for their role, each tank has nuance to them that makes them like, what's your preference?
Okay,
Gunbreaker is very much rotation based, deal damage based. the whole thing with Warrior is you press your Rage button, and then you get to do some rage attacks for a while.
Yeah. Sounds like Guild Wars is different.
Yeah, it's all about burst damage.
Yep.
Which is fine. It's just I switched off of it. That's what the tank I was dealing with watching Unlock Gunbreaker.
Okay.
And that was fun, except between the burst damage was when I was just doing the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's not my bag.
Okay.
And they get more and more diverse the longer you go. But like the big thing for what we just referenced is the invulnerability skill for each tank is different.
Right, yeah.
With Paladins being the best and Dark Knights being the worst.
Oh, Dark Knights is fucked up.
Yeah. So Paladin, it's on a 7-minute cooldown, which is a minute more than any other job.
I don't know that.
But it's 10 seconds of invulnerability.
Okay.
Like it's just 10 seconds of invulnerability for free.
Yeah, that's good.
Gunbreaker sets your HP to 1,
right.
Makes you invulnerable for 8 seconds.
Right.
Warrior, and it's on a 6-minute cooldown. Warriors is only on a 4-minute cooldown.
Okay.
But what it does is it targets an enemy. While that enemy is targeted for 8 seconds, your HP cannot be reduced past 1.
Reduced past 1. By that
so
enemy?
You're not invulnerable. If you're healed to 100 and then 8 seconds is still going, you'll get knocked down to 1.
Okay.
And if the enemy dies early, if it's like a trash mob, it breaks your invulnerability.
Oh.
No, it's for bosses.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Dark Knight has it the worst.
God, Dark Knight.
You apply Living Dead on yourself. If you die, you get a buff that makes it so you can't go below 1 HP that lasts, I think, 10 seconds. And if you are not healed to full before that buff elapses, you die.
That seems excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
pretty
maybe,
fucking brutal.
Like maybe lower that threshold a little, huh?
No.
No?
Because one
I mean,
of their...
the biggest ask people had was just give me a health, like, received more healing buff while it's up, and they didn't do that for Endwalker.
Receiving more healing would also do that.
Poor Dark Knight.
Yeah, what?
Dark Knight is probably the best defensive tank, at least to my knowledge. Dark Knight gets a bunch of abilities to stop other people taking damage.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that's the real advantage to Dark Knight. They were the first to get a ability that shields other players, and every other tank has gotten an ability that does that since. And in Endwalker, Dark Knight's getting a second one to compensate. It's like they get 2 on different cooldowns. I can pop a shield on.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you can also see the shield yellow on my health.
Oh, okay. So that then would, I guess, be the equivalent of Guild Wars 2's Barrier.
And that's like in addition to their nuances with playing. Dark Knight has a lot more spells and abilities that leech health. Warrior has an ability that flat out just gives you 20% more health for 20 seconds. Warrior is kind of known as the unkillable tank because they've got so much self-healing.
Okay.
They're just big, angry, and doesn't want to die. That's it.
Right,
yeah. And that kind of nuance is basically how jobs function. Things get wacky when you get into the DPS classes because they get paired with each other. And then you get stuff like range DPS where they all play differently from each other.
Okay.
And magic DPS, which is they play somewhat similar, but like the rotation for red mage is easy, and the rotation for summoner is a fucking nightmare.
That's just how it be for some classes.
And they're completely reworking summoner and Endwalker.
They've reworked that class for every expansion since that job was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
They really haven't.
Have they?
This is the first.
Not? Okay.
No, they've tweaked it every time,
Okay.
but this is a real rework where they're fundamentally changing how the class works. It is right now. It is a dot based damage class, they are removing all of its dots.
Oh, so it's just you just shooting spells normally?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Turn on, if you remember how, turn on your visual effects for other players.
Oh, yeah, sure. And
So I can...
character?
I don't remember where it is. I don't remember where it is.
Ah, yes, it did. Okay, so...
But since it was specifically requested, and since it is the coolest thing that Final Fantasy has, I'm going to show off a little bit of Dragoon on this strike.
Yeah. Let's see.
I haven't played it in like 3 months, so it might take me a second to get my legs under me.
Alright.
I turned it on
Dragoon
my screen so you can see it.
Yeah.
Dragoon has an ability that's Life of the Dragon, or give you Dragon Aura.
Sure.
That's the bar that's in the middle right on the bottom for me.
Right on the...
That blue one.
The blue one.
It's got a blue bar.
Yeah.
So that bar is 30-second timer. The skill to make it 30 seconds is on a 25-second cooldown, which essentially means you should never drop this buff.
Yeah, okay.
This buff should always be active.
Right.
And what this buff does is it makes your jumps better.
Makes sense.
Because you're a Dragoon, you have jumps.
Yeah.
Now, Dragoon's got, because it's melee DPS, it's got 2, like, combos, and they flow into each other. And it's very leapy, and it's very striky.
Yeah.
And the whole bit with Dragoon is... The whole bit with all melee DPS is never drop your basic combo. For Dragoon, it's 10 hits. And use all of your abilities when they're on cooldown to do extra damage.
Okay.
While Dragoon has Life of the Dragon up, if you use jumps multiple times, you activate... I'm going to call it Nidhogg mode, basically. It's a... Blood of... Oh, no, it's Blood of the Dragon, Life of the Dragon. I can't remember which one.
Is it the red eye?
It is the red eye that is currently pulsating.
Yeah.
And I will be able to turn that on momentarily. I can also, like, got a buff that can tether an ally and make us both stronger. It's got fun stuff.
Okay.
But it activates like that, and then it makes you red instead of blue for a while. When you're red, all your jumps get better.
Yeah.
All your attacks get better. You get access to Nistrond, which is a very powerful AoE attack. It's on a 10-second cooldown. And importantly, you get access to Star Dive.
Yeah.
Which is a really strong jump. So Dragoon is all about managing your uptime for your Life of the Dragon.
Okay. So that's interesting that the class I'm playing in Guild Wars 2 is not 100% similar, but you saw me when I was playing that life force bar, the green bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about managing that bar. So you drain it and fill it as needed, rather than it being a bar you have to reset the cooldown of.
Yeah. So something with melee DPS only in this game are called positionals.
Okay.
So you see the striking dummy has
I do, and
the arrow.
Yeah, that's the direction it's facing.
That's the direction it's facing.
Right.
Tank's job is to make it not wiggle around.
Right. Yeah.
That is what you do as a tank. You try to keep it as stable as possible. For melee DPS, you have skills that get better if they're done on a specific part of an enemy. So I have this skill.
So Xenoblade rules.
Yeah, I have this skill, which is more damage from the side, and then if I land it from the side, I get access to this skill, which is more damage from behind.
Right. Yeah. So we Xenoblade.
Yeah, we Xenoblade.
Okay.
And the gimmick with Dragoon is your two most powerful combo enders flow into each other, and if you get the positionals on both of them, your combo starter is buffed.
Nice. Okay.
Again, Dragoon also has many jumps. It is Dragoon's job to jump and never stop jumping.
This is good. I enjoyed this.
Yes. Dragoon used to be known as the floor tank.
Right.
Because jumps are animation locked, unlike pretty much every job. And that means if you jump at the wrong time, you're just going to eat a hit you're not supposed to, and you're just going to die.
Ah.
All the melee DPS have a single target and an AoE rotation. So what I'm doing right now is the AoE rotation.
Okay.
In Endwalker, they're giving Dragoon a 4th AoE hit for the rotation, which I'm happy about.
All right.
Dragoon's very fun.
So there is one question I have.
Yes.
You're not. Are you like when you're like attacking, doing a move? You can't move.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Okay, you're just not doing it.
But since I have positionals, I don't wiggle around that much. But you can just commence the wiggling.
Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Just because standing still in Guild Wars is a horrible idea.
Oh yeah, standing still in this game is also a horrible idea.
But in Guild Wars, you want to strafe around the thing you're fighting constantly rather than being in specific positions.
See, or I could play Dancer and just be over here and attack the enemy.
Right. Okay, so that's all I wanted to see, if you were locked in place while doing your animations, because you were standing still.
If you're playing a mage, you sure as shit are locked in place.
And that's okay.
Let's see if I remember my black mage rotation even a little. Oh, we start off with this. Then we Enoch. That's ley lines. God, where's Enochian? Enochian. Umbral Ice. Astral Fire. Fire 4. And for all this, you have to stand still.
Right, okay, yeah. But, like, big caster class. Yeah, stand still. That's like the thing with caster classes.
Yeah.
Which is... There's only... I don't even think there's... Are there? There are very few skills that force you to stand still in Guild Wars. But, at the same time, there's no class, aside from maybe the Elementalist, that's like, yeah, that's a big old caster.
No. That's the advantage to Red Mage. Every other cast, you get to cast while moving.
Okay.
Red Mage's whole bit. Red Mage is a rune fencer, basically, and is my favorite class, and is probably what I'll play in Endwalker. I've considered playing Paladin in Endwalker because that is the class that's on the box. And they got some cool new stuff, but realistically, I'm just gonna play Red Mage because I understand Red Mage.
Also, this is why I turn off the effects for other people.
Oh god, it's a shame that I can't show you what Red Mage Limit Break 3 is.
Because it's just a bunch of bullshit. And imagine that times like...
Right. No, you saw. You saw, and it's tamer in Guild Wars. These are some flashy effects here. It still turns into just a ball of white. So I understand.
Burning eyes.
So let's do some stuff.
Yeah, let's
do some stuff. Showed you the kind of basics of combat. Let's queue up for something.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think to show you the basics of combat, but that's mostly because you just push the buttons.
Because it's an action game.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah. But to be fair, I didn't demonstrate that you have a dodge button. And
yeah.
So that...
I could go into detail of like how Red Mage works and how casters and ranged characters are very different from melee DPS, but I feel like you fundamentally understand it.
I mean, feel free to cover it if we've got downtime, right?
Yeah. I guess we could.
What?
Basically, ranged and casters don't have the combo system.
Okay.
Or they're not. They're not guaranteed to have the combo system.
Okay.
Bards don't, and dancers half have it. It's a lot more free form for dancers, but machinists just straight up have the combo system still.
Okay.
Because nothing can free you from gun.
As it is in life.
What do you want to do?
Ah!
What are you feeling?
Oh, take him. What? Let's see which one I want to not eat that much shit on. No, that's dragon bullshit.
Oh, that's a question I got, because there's a lot of stuff in this menu I'm looking at here.
What's up?
So most of the are these maps?
No, these are dungeons.
Okay, got it.
We could do. You can. Yeah. You can
Let's do some level 70 stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The higher level stuff is generally more fun because there's just more
shit
involved
to do.
in the dungeon.
Yeah, show me what's going on here, because I didn't really get the chance to show you a fractal. Which we could definitely show off next time.
You want to do Swallow's Compass?
Not really.
Okay, which one you want to do?
I don't know.
You got hell.
I like have you done Swallow's Compass yet?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay. Swallow's Compass is kind of one of the better level 70 dungeons, so maybe we should do it. I've just done it a lot recently.
Oh.
It's the one people like to grind because it's the quickest level 70 dungeon.
I mean, that sounds great for our purposes. Although
that's
we do
a point.
also.
Let's do Swallow's Compass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we do.
Let me change my job real quick.
All right. Since we're in a party, will you just, when I do the duty finder, will it just put you in? Okay, great. All right.
I could do tank and we'd queue instantly, but I'll be honest, I don't really want to tank it. Kind of having fun doing DPS.
That's fine. Listen, as long as it won't take that long.
I have one of the only tonfa weapons you get in this game with Monk.
Really? Oh my, really?
There's like 3 tonfas in this game.
Huh.
So this is
Oh, there it is.
I was gonna say this is the double-edged sword that comes with not having this, or having or not having this class-based system here. Because, for instance, if I wanted to hop into a fractal, I could just pick any group.
Yeah.
And the composition just needs to be okay for the most part. Whereas here, you know what you're getting. It's a good composition basically all the time, but you have to wait longer for it on average.
Well, if we double DPS queued, we'd be here for hours.
That's why it's on average.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's see it.
Fucking potato. Jeez.
What you want? I will. It's a couple of days. Leave me alone.
Throw potions.
No. I love that potato. I wish he did more.
Use your grappling hook and pull an enemy closer to you.
God damn it. I forgot to turn it off for other people. Oh well, that's fine.
Well, you know what? It's fine.
You have time.
It's a 4-person instance. It's not going to be
that
too
bad. For 4 people, it's fine.
Right.
And we're not going to do a 24-man today, so. Or will we?
Or will we?
No, probably not. We probably will be waiting here for a bit. Oh god, my eyes! Alright, there we go. The thing with healers that I've learned is that, like, yeah, they heal, but every class in this game wants you to do damage. So they use like a not universal, everyone gets theirs own specific, like, hey, here's your dot and here's your 2 spells, and depending on what, like, flavor of healer you are, you get many more attack spells than average. The one I'm playing Scholar, their healing bit is that they don't heal as much as like a white mage, but they give people shields.
Okay, yeah.
So they're a preemptive healer.
Actually, in Endwalker, they are fully delineating healers into HP healers and barrier healers.
Okay.
Like, if I just want to heal big health, I would go play white mage.
Okay.
But they are pure healer, and they don't. Until you get real later in, they don't have a lot of like offensive bullshit that you can do.
Okay.
And fine.
And the new healer that they're adding in Endwalker is going to be the green DPS. Because it's a healer that has 1,000,000,000 billion damage abilities.
Yes, and that's the reason why I want to wait.
Yeah.
Until I do shower, because that sounds exactly what I wanted.
Very, very balanced party we have here with 2 red mages.
Man, red mages are great. I've learned. I was doing the ending of the Omega raid.
Yeah.
And man, those red mages doing God's work over there.
Oh yeah. Hell. I remember doing a what was it? It was a trial. It was one of the level 70 trials. and I got about 14 raises in that trial because the healers were having so much trouble.
Now go fairy, heal for me, so I can do this.
So,
What's up?
if you say you enjoy healers that can do some DPS,
I do. I didn't think I would like healers that much, but here I am. I love it.
Do I have the thing for you? It's over there. It's go.
Yeah, I know.
Every healer also has DPS.
Yeah, I know. I knew the answer before you said it. So.
I feel like you would enjoy Druid. Because their base class is Ranger, so they still get the pet that goes and mauls things while they're healing.
Alright, here's a boss.
Either that or Firebrand.
It's a pretty easy boss. Most dungeon bosses only have a limited number of mechanics.
I appreciate that you can tell he's a boss because he's doing that boss pose.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, the fire, that's right. Now I remember.
Yeah, don't... I just said limited number of mechanics.
Hey,
the fire is the mechanic.
Check it out. I like that orange, that specific shade of orange, is the do not go here indicator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the no touchy color.
Yeah, don't touch the goo. Don't do it.
So that's that eyeball on it. That's a gaze. That means turn away from the boss.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that would be very... That'd be very difficult to implement in Guild Wars, I think, because you can't
Holy
just...
shit!
The game wants you to be facing away from the camera, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be very difficult to do that. So that's an interesting mechanic, but it just wouldn't be here, or wouldn't be in Guild Wars. This is the sort of thing I'm looking for here. It's just things that... So that's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing I'm seeing. You're selecting allies.
Mm-hmm. There's some spells that are just for everybody, but they're weaker than single target that are stronger.
Okay.
Yep.
Guild Wars.
And
it's just range based. Are you within range? Congratulations.
Okay.
It hits.
Scholar in particular has abilities like the next shield you apply to one player applies to everybody in range.
Okay.
Yeah.
They use a single target shield with, I think, deployment tactics is the name of the skill.
It sure is. Like, so...
I don't remember Scholar very much. Leveled it as Summoner.
My heals also work on the variable hit system. So if I heal and it's a critical, they get a big yellow bar.
Okay,
And
nice.
when I see a big yellow bar, I go like, oh shit, I gotta get in there and spread that love immediately.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I have to look for. Oh, they're going in, huh? Okay, hold up a second.
I actually don't know if healing can crit a Guild Wars.
Yeah, you can get critical too. Oh, no.
That's cool. I always like when that's a thing. Because it makes sense, right? If the rest of Magic can crit, why can't healing, right?
Yeah, and Scholar is the only healer that has special mechanics around when their spells crit.
Ah, okay.
Like Richard was saying, if you crit on a heal, on a Adloquium or an Adlo, which is Scholar's big single target healing spell, they get an even larger shield than they normally would.
Now, okay, are those MP values that I'm seeing, the numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, depends. Are you talking about the lump numbers down there?
The numbers in the skill bars.
On the skill bars? Okay, yeah. Those are how much they cost.
Okay. Because you probably noticed, but there is no MP in.
Melee classes really don't have to worry about MP in 14.
Just that's kind of your universal resource for this game. In fact, there's no such thing as a universal anything in Guild Wars. I forgot, like, for instance, you know how I said, you know how all my weapon skills had cooldown on Reaper?
Yeah.
Weapon skills do not have cooldown on Thief. Instead, you have a bar.
Okay. That's how a lot of melee DPS operate, is instead of MP, they have resource,
Okay.
and then they have spenders.
Okay.
That's how pretty much every job operates.
Okay.
Red Mage's spenders are all melee attacks.
Okay. And so the only class with a bar like that in Guild Wars is Revenant.
Fuck you, Bellman. Which die.
It's also interesting because your bar probably fills up when you're out of combat, right?
Oh yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, MP does, but
MP. That's what I mean.
resource bars don't.
Yeah, the resource. That is the. Yes. No.
Oh, sorry. MP and the resources are different things depending on your
Yeah.
class.
Right. No. Sorry. The class specific resource down there.
Oh no, that doesn't fill up.
Right. No. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of MP
Okay.
as like the closest thing to Revenant's bar.
Yeah.
Except Revenant's goes to half when out of combat, which is interesting. Also, it builds. Yeah, it just regens passively in combat though.
So this is a boss that doesn't give the big orange sections, but because they're so large and have big swings, it's just like, is it raising its right arm? Well, don't get hit by it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had the orange there for that, but yeah, the slams.
Yes. Yeah, the slams.
Yeah.
If you play on Savage difficulty, which dungeons don't have Savage, only Trial does, only
Okay.
Trials do, you don't get the warnings.
Interesting.
It's learn the fight. Learn the fight, asshole.
And dungeons in Guild Wars, I don't think do. But Fractals, which is the dungeon upgrade / replacement, definitely have a challenge mode as well. I just haven't done it.
God damn it.
And the same for raids, same for strikes, same for Dragon response missions. They really need to just focus on one type of content instead of just making a new thing.
Sounds like Warframe. That sounds like the development process for Warframe.
To be fair, they all do play differently. But, it just gets confusing juggling all those.
Oh no.
Gotta love that camera making it look like you got hit. Unless you did.
Oh, something
I
about
did.
That's weird.
the orange zones.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I learned. They're kind of
There's something odd in Final Fantasy. You can stand in the orange as long as the boss's cast meter has finished.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Interesting.
It just means because it's an MMO, right? You can't rely on the visual
latency
information
in mind.
100%.
okay.
As long as the cast is over, that's when the damage is set for the region.
Okay.
So it can look like you get hit by a big wave, but if you just weren't in the bad when the cast was over, you don't take damage.
Okay.
So, like a thing as a tank that I do is like, well, the thing's coming, you come out and you go out of the range of it, and then as soon as it starts open, step right back in, and it looks like you got attacked, but you're fine.
And
Okay.
you do that so the boss doesn't move.
So for Guild Wars, if there's an AOE like that is gonna do damage at a specific point, I noticed that there was a ring coming from the center a few times there.
Yeah.
Essentially, Guild Wars has that, but it'll do the center ring out once, and then when it hits the edge, that's when the damage happens.
Okay.
Oh, so it's integrated into the
Yeah.
actual indicator
Yeah.
as well.
It's for some AOEs. Others, like those big triangles, I don't actually know if there's an indicator like that. It might just be the boss swinging, right? But they'll put they'll still put the orange on the ground before the attack. But definitely for the circle AoEs like that, there's definitely a lot of the time a timer built into the indicator.
No fucking fire bears. Wait,
They're weasels.
okay.
Dragon weasels. That is actually what they're called.
Wagons.
Gross. But yeah, it's accurate. So I can't fight it.
Sorry, I gotta stick on an accent to that because they're weasels. They're wagons. There we go.
Oh, I at the end of this stream, I fully intend to desynthesize every belt I own.
Oh yeah, we got. Well, aren't they adding a thing where you can sell them or whatever?
Oh, who knows? I'm just gonna desynth them.
Okay. Oh yeah, they took off a whole in the
Yeah.
next patch. They're just taking off like a armor slot.
Yeah. Anne told me about that one, probably during Skies of Arcadia again. But yeah.
Fuck them. They're waste. They don't even show up on your fucking character.
Yep. They in the announcement for belts, they were like, we considered doing this for rings and reducing it to one ring, but because it's a visual aspect, we decided we shouldn't. It's like, it's probably for the best.
Even though some of those rings are really gaudy on your character.
Yeah, and depending on the equipment you're wearing, they don't even show up. And
Hey,
like
so,
just the gear set I'm using, none of my jewelry shows up except my earrings.
do you want to fight some Khan?
I mean, skip cutscene. We're skipping the cutscene
Well, this one.
for a stream where we show off things that are happening.
Oh well.
It's a good thing we're not following my stream because I auto skip cutscenes I've seen
Oh
already.
yeah, I don't turn that on. Sometimes I just like it.
Yeah,
This
that's
would
fair.
this would have been a good time.
Alrighty.
Yeah, look at him doing that boss pose.
Look at him doing monkey stuff.
I love it. I love that. I love
Maybe
that.
close.
Here, please. Thank you.
I love that whoever
Oh,
designed
God.
these models knew
Yeah.
that they have to have boss pose. It's not Final Fantasy without boss pose.
That's true.
I appreciate it.
Ow, it hurts.
Big push.
Oh,
Over
laser.
here, please. That guy did not get in.
So that
inside.
symbol that was on the ground is a soak. Basically, it does a set amount of damage, and it's distributed, like, divided by the number of players.
So you want everyone to stand in it, or
Yeah.
or nobody?
No, well, it always targets someone.
Okay, so then yes.
Everyone's
Okay.
standing.
Big old group up. Got it.
Sometimes you have to stand in the bad.
Shit, that's right. That's what this is.
Yeah,
Alright.
monkey magics.
Monkey madness.
Look, he's accumulating monkey magics.
Yeah.
We must kill the monkeys.
Kill those monkeys.
Otherwise, there will be monkey madness.
Also, I like, even though at first I didn't realize what it was, there's a system that forces people to gently encourage you to actually follow the mechanics of the game. You see that little thing is up above the boss's health bar?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's called vulnerability. Every time you don't do a mechanic and eat a hit, you gain one of those stacks, and you take more damage while it's active on you.
Yeah, so this tank is really giving Richard a hard time.
Yeah, he sure is. He's up to 3. That means he ate
Oh, well,
a hit 3 times.
I ate one accidentally.
Well, I also ate.
Everyone
That's
has eaten.
fine.
Everyone has
when
eaten a
it's,
hit.
When it's one,
And
that
you,
makes sense.
and I saw it go away. Oh, so there's a cooldown on it. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a timer. But if you get another stack, the timer resets.
Oh, neat. They don't track the stacks independently, huh?
No,
Oh, that's
on purpose. That's not an accident. That is
Right, of course.
That is on
That is a design decision, but still.
Who the hell's targeting me? Oh god, monkey. Madness. Here, have a fairy. Dude, jeez.
We're gonna get more monkeys. So.
Will you? Looks like he's about to go down.
Oh,
unless that's
yeah, nice.
Okay.
Right before the
I
cast
got
finished.
a million XP. I can't wait for that to reset in like
Oh.
at midnight.
Hey, just get everything to 80.
Oh my god. So another thing they're doing, because apparently as games with their own damage numbers and shit got fucking ridiculous, so
Yeah, they're doing a number
resetting
crunch.
it.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
as a trade-off, like if you're in the middle of a level,
It's just gonna round it up.
No, they're resetting it back.
Reset it to 0.
Oh no, that's not a trade-off.
It's just that's just what's happening. They're like, sorry, man. And you're like, so if something's close, get it up.
Yeah,
do it now.
They had a
Finish
they
your
had a
level.
25-minute discussion over why it has to reset to 0 instead of advancing to the next level.
I don't need any of this shit. So, also, this is how the gear is divided up.
Okay.
Like, either you pass, which is 0
Right.
or whatever, you put greed or whatever, and it gives you a number. And if you get a higher number, you get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
If
Guild
you-
Wars, everyone just gets their own loot.
Yeah. The way it works, if you roll greed, which if it's not a class item, the only thing you can roll is greed or pass.
Yeah, right.
You roll greed, you always lose to anyone rolling need.
Right, of course.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Yeah, let us discuss.
Bam. So that's a dungeon.
That is a
Dungeons
dungeon.
are where players probably spend most of their time. Like the average player
Right.
spends most of their time if
Okay.
they're grinding.
Okay.
If you're a fucking MLG elite, you grind savage like trials, but
Okay.
we're not going to do those.
Okay, so the length of that and kind of like the mechanical complexity of that's pretty similar to a fractal.
Okay.
There are longer fractals. There are fractals about as short as that. a couple rooms. So yeah, that's a pretty good comparison there, right? That's
Yeah.
That's...
Let's look for. You know what? Let's do Pool of Tribute for our next thing we run.
Okay.
Or the Great Hunt. We'll do some trials,
You know,
which are just boss fights.
Okay, so I do have a question. What incentive is there for players to go touch the open world if you're already like
So
leveled and everything?
if you look at my map, you'll see these things here.
Yeah, the blue circles. Yeah.
Yeah, these are called fates.
Okay.
They have specific levels.
Okay.
If you're leveling, doing these is a decent alternative to doing a dungeon.
Okay.
They have a level cap where you can do them if you're higher level. You
You'll
can
scale
shrink
down?
down to the level.
Yep, okay.
But it'll give you way less XP than doing something of your level.
Okay. So that's
These
an
have
interesting
specific rewards.
Okay, specific rewards.
Some of them have rewards that are like a minion or a mount or a piece of armor or something. Those are generally the rare ones. Like I can show you one of the mounts I have that is from doing a fate.
Okay, sure.
Which is this adorable little buddy.
I love it.
Ooh.
From my Robo Frog.
Yeah. So, So do those happen like on a timer or?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would
And
be...
some of them happen in sequence. Where it's
Okay.
I think the longest fate chain is 13 fates.
So those fates would then be equivalent to Guild Wars 2's event chains.
Look at this stupid thing.
Yes.
I love it so much.
That's awesome.
It's just
you just get picked up and carried.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, are you looking at the claw? That's right. We should show off some of the mounts.
Yeah.
We mentioned in the Guild Wars stream the mounts do not have functionality
Mechanical
differences.
functionality,
It's
but
just-
They're purely aesthetic.
It's just go fast and
look cool.
yeah.
This mount is my flex. This is an Amuro. This is the mount for getting every job to level 80.
Oh my god.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I have Bird Friend.
I have my chair.
Please let me see the
You
chair.
can of
No
course
problem.
ride your chocobo.
Yeah.
You can make your chocobo different colors. You can give it different clothes.
That's cool. Yeah.
So you can customize your chocobo. I can hit the random button and
Please tell
maybe
me
I'll get
it
my
has,
chair.
like-
I won't.
Huh?
Please tell me it's like jets out of the bottom.
No, it just
Oh,
floats. Unfortunately,
no, it floats.
It just
Okay.
floats.
It's
All
a-
right.
You say unfortunately. I kind of love that it just floats.
Look at
Also, the Rogadin sitting animation is
look
way
at that
better.
elegant shit.
Yeah.
That's why I have to stop being a potato. Because this is cute, but I need to look dignified now.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
I have a Mount Roulette thing, just for some of my favorites. This is one of my favorites.
Ooh, that was pretty good. I have to,
Yeah,
I don't think I've gotten that quest line yet, so that was...
I have a Palisade, and these are called Namazu. They're little catfish people.
Nice.
They are
Assholes.
built to die.
Wait, what?
So they're
Their
okay.
entire quest chain is about how their species is destined to die
Holy-
in 7 years, and you have to protect them.
That's awesome. I can't wait to do
That's
that.
pretty good. So speaking of mounts,
Oh, look, they hang off when it flies. I
That's-
didn't know that.
that's pretty great. There's some good detail in these. So speaking of mounts, I was just gonna say, Guild Wars 2 is getting a new mount with the next expansion.
I saw that.
You saw
That's
that?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mount that other people can also ride on.
Oh,
That's
the
right.
thing that's in these games.
I have only one mount that other people
But-
can ride on in this game.
But is the mount also a siege weapon? As
No.
in with fireable cannons.
No,
Do you want me to show you what it
Okay.
is instead
Yeah.
of the siege weapon?
Yeah,
It's
let's
really
see it.
fucking stupid.
Let's see it. Oh,
Oh, he saw
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, how I
All right.
did.
all right. Now see, that's the sort of thing that Guild Wars 2 can't pull from. This is from
Yeah.
other things. That's cool.
How do I get in?
I
this
believe
thing?
you just hover over me and press X and try to join my car.
No, that's not it. No.
Well, granted, I use a controller, so when I say X, I mean the use button.
Okay.
Is my use button? No,
You
not that.
gotta interact with me. How do you reset striking
That
down the enemy? It should be the same button.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love it.
Hell yeah!
Look at.
Are you in it? Okay, that's cool.
Now, it's really stupid because it does this.
I mean, you say stupid.
But then also, because it's the car.
But it's a hover car, so
Yeah,
I would expect it to be able to do that.
It's the Final Fantasy
It's the Final Fantasy 15 car.
Does it actually do this? I haven't played 15.
Yes,
Yeah, at the
Okay.
end of the game, you unlock flying.
Okay,
you
that's
can
cool.
crash it into the ground and die.
Good. But yeah, if we were to, it's unfortunate that we picked last week.
Here's one of my favorites.
It's unfortunate that we picked last week to do Guild Wars because this week I could have shown off the turtle.
That's a siege weapon. Is that just the...
It's a siege turtle.
Certain mounts have a special action that's just cosmetic. This one shoots a laser.
Okay.
Hello.
yeah.
I have a tank.
Oh, well, I can't do nothing about
Just,
that.
just for anybody watching, in Guild Wars 2, that shot would dismount you and put you into combat and actually damage the enemy.
It would. I've got my little robot. Hello, tank friend.
What?
What's up?
What?
That's a. Okay. You're on
It's a
it,
Magitech
yeah.
armor.
Well, yeah. I just mean that's very. I mean, it kind of makes sense with that. That's very like that game we were playing.
Near Auton?
Oh.
Yeah.
Automatic tomato?
Yeah. That one.
Is there a near mount? I don't think there is.
You think?
There's a pod minion. Which makes
There is a pod minion. I can bring out my near minions.
Sam,
as soon as I get there, I'm getting that fucking pod minion. I don't care.
Pod. Hey, pod. Get ready for the podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you both get pod minions, then you know.
I'm not there yet. I'm at the I'm literally at the last mission before the next expansion, and I was like, okay, now I can stop. Now I can stop progressing.
Here's a stubby. It's very small.
Oh, I see.
That's a
yes.
small.
That is
stubby.
incredibly small. But I guess they have to be.
Minions are just little followers. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Yeah. You may have noticed mine in the Guild Wars stream. There are miniatures in that game too.
Hello, 9S.
Yeah.
Where's my
Funko
where's
Pop
my
9S.
There it is.
No, Nendoroid 9S. There you go. That's closer to what it would be. Yeah, no, it's not as cursed as a Funko.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, what you said was acceptable.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Good.
I just got this question. Now I just have to do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Default cat.
Default cat, baby.
With acorn.
Mm-hmm. With acorn shovel.
Acorn.
It's great.
I like that Palicos have a lot of acorn themed things.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense
yeah,
to
doesn't
me.
make any sense at all.
But I love it.
I like that with the companion thing. It's just the whole thing. You can summon them when you're just out doing normal quests on the map. They have their own bullshit they can do. And you can name them. My name's in the corner. It's Nightblood.
There it is. On the window. I was looking in the menu.
You're one of my favorites.
Hey!
What? How the hell do I get Tomberry Minion from what dungeon?
I'm disappointed.
I mean, it's from treasure maps. Mostly you pay a bunch of money.
Damn it!
I'm disappointed that the lantern does not have any light.
Yeah, it's a little stuffed Tomberry.
Oh, okay. If that's the point, then that makes sense.
Oh yeah, all the minions are like
in this game, Tomberries are different in that they are incredibly fast.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, they come at you. There's a whole dungeon that's about just Tomberries, and there's one big one that will kill your ass. So you kind of have to run/sneak around it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they fly at you. And this is like basically the Final Fantasy VI Magitech armor.
Yeah. That is. Yeah, I like that. They should have it. They should just make a one-winged Tonberry. Have him actually fly at you.
Okay, let's queue up for something. I think we should queue up for Pool of Tribute, because I think that's a good boss to show off mechanics for.
Wait, is that the?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. It is you.
Tuzano.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Kugane.
You gonna go back?
I'm gonna go back so I can change my glamour.
Oh, okay. I mean,
this is not my Paladin glamour, and I at the moment, cannot make them independent from each other.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that you have to go through this much effort.
It's only because I am, like, very much end of the gear treadmill, and, like, I only have one set of this gear, and you can only apply glamour plates in towns.
That's what I mean. That part that you just said.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels more like a limitation than
it might be
a thing that's a decision.
Right. You're right that I don't think they designed it that way. It just came about due to town zones and other zones being separated, probably.
Yeah. You're team leader, so you have to sign us up.
Okay. Oh, wait, let me get off the fucking... That's the thing I don't. Like, because when you do a...
Oh, it's checked there?
Yeah, you kind of have to uncheck it, because you will get the wrong one.
I see, yeah.
Alright, now just have to... This one's a... Oh, wait, before! Holy shit, let me do this fast.
Oh, yeah, turn off the settings. Battle effect settings.
Yeah, this is an 8-man, so it would be a little bit much.
Show none or show limited. I don't know what you want. Okay.
So it's fine.
Yeah, I just mean set it to whatever you have it. There you go. Hey!
Sure, I know all my buttons.
Console version lets you plug in a mouse, huh?
Oh,
what are my
yeah,
level
you
63
totally just
buttons?
Plug in a mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, and you can go for it.
Nice.
I'm only a human, though.
What does that mean?
Intervention and royal authority. No requiescat.